The final guest in the present series of programmes is Rory Gallagher. Hiya Rory, welcome to the show.
How you doing? Are you alright?
You've just finished an Irish tour. Have you been pleased with the response that you've had?
Oh yeah, it was great. Very exciting reaction, and we got a chance to play other places other than the Cork, Dublin, Belfast. We got right around the country. So it was also in the month of April, so it wasn't like going through the country in the winter, which is gloomy sometimes. That was really good. Nice.
It's very important, I think. I mean, you're the second Irish artist of international calibre that's toured Thin Lizzy last week. It's very important, I think, to let the rural audiences see the international stars.
Well, it is. You can get into a sort of an annual routine of just doing what you think of the big venues and expect everyone to travel, anything to 100 miles across the country to see you, and it's ridiculous. I mean, besides with rock spreading out anyway, it's nice to play, Derry and Sligo and Galway and Limerick and so on. It's more fun anyway, rather than sort of being stuck in the big city for three nights, or something.
The last time we met was at Christmas time in the National Stadium here in Dublin. That was in 1979.
That's right.
And Ted McKenna had just joined the band.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure he's integrated well. Do you see yourself diversifying? Any new instruments coming into the lineup within the next 6 months or so?
You mean another member, or just,
perhaps? Yeah.
Doesn't look like it for the moment, but certainly on record, you might bring in, a sax player for a particular song or a keyboard player for one song. But I still like the tension of three musicians together. But I'm learning odd little bits of instruments myself. I'm fiddling around with synthesizer a little bit, just as a hobby. And Ted is learning keyboards, so it might be, you might see little bits of that squeezing its way into an album. But the basic three-piece sound, I think, will remain.
Actually, synthesizer was the instrument that I had in mind, because I think a lot of bands will start to use synthesizer in the 80s.
Well, it's been there a long while, but it came on the scene through sort of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. That's big sort of style. But I think it's just to use it as a little freaky sound in the back of a sound is more effective than to feature it too heavily, But it's good for non-keyboard players like myself to chance their arm at, little weird sounds. So.
All right, Rory, one final question. We get lots of letters from people wanting to talk to you. And one of the things that I always want to know is what sort of music you listen to at home. Now, I think that you probably keep abreast of contemporary music. What things do you like to listen to yourself?
Every other week I change from right across from Fats Domino to Waylon, Jennings to Elvis, Costello to The Jam, back to Little Richard. It's I keep listening to records even on tour and when I'm, But I never really restrict my listening to one style more than a day or something.